Welcome back to the Accel Advantage podcast, where we discuss insurance and financial services for our business leaders. I am your host, Corey Rekers, partner and president of our property casualty division here at the Accel Group. Today, I have a very special guest with me, our very own Kara Roeder. Kara is the director of benefits operations here at Accel, and today we're going to discuss a topic of leadership, or what Kara likes to call impactful leadership. I've had the pleasure of working with Kara now for 5 years, and I've seen firsthand the impact she has on her team and the growth she's experienced for herself as a leader. So before we dive in to her wisdom and knowledge on the topic, let's get to know Kara. Kara, can you share a little bit about yourself to our audience?
Love to. As Corey said, currently I'm the Director of Benefit Operations here at the Accel Group. I bring more than 25 years of experience in the insurance industry to our agency. I hold a Bachelor of Arts from the University of Iowa in psychology and a Master's of Arts in leadership from Wartburg College. Currently in my role, I lead and manage all aspects of the service and operational functions of our benefits department, overseeing day-to-day operations, developing policies and procedures, fostering the collaboration between our sales and service team. So, as a leader, I thrive on leading with empathy, transparency, trust, and purpose, and I enjoy creating an environment where innovation thrives and people are empowered to take ownership for their growth and their impact.
Not only that, probably the most important thing, Kara is a mom of 2 boys who I know keep you very, very busy.
Yes, they do. I have a 19-year-old Jack and a 16-year-old Max. So they are both sophomores. Jack is a sophomore in college and Max is a sophomore in high school. So they keep me busy and very entertained.
That's awesome. So lastly, fun fact on Kara, we do a core value award every year here at Accel for those teammates we feel exemplify our core values at the highest level. So we have 5 of those. Those are act with honor and integrity, consistency strengthens our brand, embracing change, empowerment helps us grow, and finally, laugh every day, which Kara has won and exemplifies every day here at the Accel Group. So not only does she lead with empathy and understanding, but she has a great sense of humor to boot.
This is true. I do like a good laugh. I take my work seriously, but not myself seriously. So I'm the first to make fun of myself and be able to laugh. So I hope it brings joy to everybody who I get to work with here at the Accel Group.
It certainly does. So, all right, Kara, to kick us off, in your intro, you talked specifically about pursuing your master's degree in leadership. So let's dig into that a little bit here. What was the driver behind pursuing a master's in leadership versus something else per se? So I'm sure there's a why story behind that somewhere.
Sure. So pursuing my master's really was an unexpected turn in my life. It wasn't on my bucket list. It really wasn't something that I ever aspired to do of getting a master's degree. So when the opportunity was presented to me, I was curious. I'm a learner, and so I'm really curious about gaining knowledge and just that process of learning. So that curious moment really led to a conversation with the college to learn more about the program. I kind of went to my best friends and people that I trust and really gained their perspective on, is this a good idea? What is this going to look like? So I decided I'm going to apply. Let's see if I get accepted. And that at that point, it got kind of real. Like, this is now reachable. It's not just an idea. So I told myself if I could arrange the funding, I would be all in. So I got full funding. Again, this made no sense on paper. I'm old. I'm a single mom. I work a full-time job. I just thought this was crazy. However, deep down, I knew it was for me. I knew this was an opportunity I couldn't pass up. It was just kind of like it was a God thing saying, this is what you need to do. And I just had no idea where it would lead, but I enrolled and I graduated this past May of this year.
Well, first off, congratulations.
Thank you.
Anytime you pursue something like that outside of work, Obviously, you have a busy personal life with the two boys. It can be very, very demanding. Anything about that pursuit that surprised you at all?
Oh gosh, yes. First class, I was really surprised. I really thought we were going to get into the nuts and bolts, like the 5-step plan of being a great leader. But no, first class was leadership of mind, body, and spirit. And I was like, what? Where is this going? So it was like turning the mirror around. Like the class was focused on me, how I lead my own self, how I lead my mind, my body, my spirit. It was really about developing me as a whole person, because the whole person is what we bring to our organization. That whole person is what we bring into parenting. The whole person is what we bring into friendships. And it's really any environment where we lead, environment where we have influence.
Yeah, completely agree with that. It's an interesting concept that they started with that first, right? So, do you mind if we dive into that a little bit here?
Sure.
I can tell that that first class had a pretty big impact on how you viewed leadership moving forward. I know you are a learner. It's one of your strengths. So can you share a little bit more about that particular experience and why you felt maybe it had such an impact on you from a leadership perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. So beginning with the courage of looking inside and reflecting on who you are and how you develop yourself. So really true leadership starts from within. Really, I want to explore just what it means to lead your own mind, body, and spirit, and really how to develop yourself as a whole person and who can show up in every space that you influence. Again, your organization, your family, your friendships, and your community. So I love to quote Abe Lincoln. Good old Abe. He once said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first hour sharpening the axe." So in leadership, that axe is you. If you're not sharpening yourself, your mindset, your habits, and clarity, you're swinging dull. You're swinging dull.
Got it. Makes complete sense, right? So really kind of what you're saying is it made you think a little bit deeper on how you're showing up for people
Mm-hmm.
and how that starts from within. For instance, if you don't take care of yourself mentally, physically, it's going to be very, very challenging to be quote unquote, in this case, sharp or all there for the people that need you. So whether that's your kids at home, your teammates at work, your clients. So for you, it really started with that mindset shift. Is that right?
That is correct. So really, it was really pivotal for me to make some space and just take some time for me to really think about how I'm thinking. Like a specific thought process that needed to change for me was really, I had a fixed mindset and I needed to pivot that to a growth mindset. So when I talk about a fixed mindset, it really is thinking that who I am or my abilities can't change. Like I was just born that way. I was born stubborn, or I was born not knowing how to math all that well. So that when you have that kind of mindset, you avoid challenges. You don't like to be challenged because it kind of gets you out of your comfort zone, and it challenges that thought process of I can't do it because I just don't know how. You refuse to receive criticism or feedback, so you're not able to gain maybe the areas, have your blind spots exposed to, like, I need to improve on this. I want to be a better person. If you have a fixed mindset, you focus on proving yourself, like not really accepting accountability, like I got to pretend that I know what I'm doing. You feel threatened by other people's success. You can't just celebrate with them because you're trying to prove yourself. And you really don't accept failures or mistakes. You don't accept accountability for them. So how effective do you think a leader would be with that type of thinking?
Probably not so great, right? There's a really great quote. I mean, you quoted Abe Lincoln. I'm not sure who said this, but it makes me think of the phrase comparison is the thief of joy.
Mhm.
So for you, not so much worrying about what others are doing, but working on yourself, and not being so maybe intimidated or threatened by others' success, but really focusing on honing your skills,
Mhm.
and creating a better mindset. So that transition of focusing what you could do to be your very best when you show up for people,
Yeah, exactly. So, really, the opposite of that fixed mindset is a growth mindset, which is you believe that your talents and your intelligence can be developed. Like, I don't know it now, but I want to learn it. I want to get better. So, you develop that through hard work, dedication, willingness to learn from mistakes. So, you view challenges as opportunities, like, oh, yeah, I didn't get that right, but here's an opportunity for me to develop myself. You want that feedback. You embrace that constructive feedback. Hey, tell me where I went awry, like, because I want to do it better the next time. You focus on the process and not that end result, the process of learning and developing. You're inspired by other people's success. Like, ooh, look at them grow. I want to partner with them. I want to learn something from them. And I think as a leader, once you have that mindset, you respond to the people you have influence with that same mindset. So their mistakes, you're not critical of. Like, you want to say, you know what? Yep, you made a mistake. Let's fix this together. Let's go back and see where we went awry, and they are more apt to come to you and admit where they're wrong, take accountability, and you move forward. Like, you as a team and members of your team are so much effective when you're able to thrive in that kind of environment and culture where we're all here to grow together.
And the other cool thing too is that as you start to go in that journey and that growth mindset journey, you start to attract people that are also that same way. And so there's also a great analogy of you are the sum of the five people you hang out with the most.
Absolutely.
And so I
Yes.
think that's kind of what you're saying here is like once you started to shift that for yourself, I'm sure like the whole world kind of opened up to you. I would assume that would be the case.
Yeah, exactly. You're not limited by what you think you can do. Like, if an opportunity, like getting a master's degree, that I never thought that I would be able to do that. And so it takes courage. You have to be brave and step out and like, I can do this. I've seen other people do this. I'm going to partner with people. I have my community around me. Like, absolutely. Like, the limited thinking and that just fixed mindset really doesn't allow for growth, for development. And we all want to be better. We all want to be better for our community. We all want to be better for our team at work. So it starts really, again, with us, how you think.
Absolutely. And obviously there's lots of folks out there that have written about this, that do podcasts about this. I'm thinking of people that have that mind body connection, like a Tony
Mm-hmm.
Robbins,
Mm-hmm.
Ed Milet, John Gordon. All of them share kind of a philosophy of working on your physical and mental well-being. So honestly, you can have that stamina, that mental wherewithal to be all in for those that you lead. So at home, office, to be there for your people takes obviously a significant amount of energy. So all those things kind of are encompassed in this. So Kara, great advice. Can we now expand a little bit more on the importance of maybe body language in your leadership?
Right. So leadership of mind, so the mindset. So then leadership of body, again, the connection between how you care for your physical body and just the stamina, the stress levels, how you can reduce stress levels by just taking care of your body. That's part of it. Another aspect and really relevant part of leading your body in leadership is your body language. So within 7 seconds of meeting someone, you make an impression with your body language. A smile is a sign of welcome and inclusion. The eye contact indicates interest. You leaning in shows you're engaged. Shaking hands establishes rapport. What's your posture saying? Like, if you go into a meeting with your arms folded and say, I'm really open to your idea, like, your body language is saying something different. So paying attention to how your body is communicating what you're thinking or how your body is leading. A great example for me is, what's your face saying? Like, I have a hard time hiding what I'm thinking, what's going through my head from my face. So a lot of peers during our Zoom call will text me on the side and say, hey, Kara, check your face. Man, you got to change your face because it looks like you are mad or something, which I'm really not. I'm just thinking, but being aware, like, what are you communicating with your body?
Yeah, don't be so hard on yourself on that one. I think I can attest to myself too on that as well. And so having somebody around you that is willing to give you
Yeah,
positive, constructive feedback on that is always welcomed. So
yeah, for
obviously
sure.
all great points. Unfortunately, we may be thinking we're showing up one way, but also being perceived completely a different way than we are. So
Yep.
I do think it's important like I just said earlier, to have people around us that will tell us the truth, because the truth is kind and not what we want to hear.
Yes.
Because you said it earlier, we all have our blind spots, right? So
Yes.
whether
Yep.
it's in leadership or just simply how we show up every day, awesome stuff. So I'm going to pivot just slightly. I wanted to get into your faith a little bit. I know it's extremely important to you. I know everyone has their own thoughts and ideas on this, but I know it's a big part of your life. So can you share with us how that faith journey has applied to your leadership journey as well?
Absolutely. So, yeah, I do have a strong faith. So, going back to the master's program, so that first class of leadership of mind, body, spirit, when they said spirit, I was like, where are we going with this? So, as we got into it, it's really more than just my belief in God or my faith or spirituality. It also had to do with what are the things that make you feel alive? Like, what are the things that really fill your bucket? So, part of when we were talking about our spirit, it's really about the values that we hold, the beliefs, our purpose, our life purpose. So, part of the master's program, I had the opportunity to put into writing my purpose statement and my personal professional code of ethics, which really reflect my values and my beliefs. So, an example, my leadership purpose is to inspire and uplift others by offering support and encouragement, helping them overcome challenges and achieve their fullest potential. When I do this and when I see this in my workplace as I'm working with my team, I'm so fulfilled. Like, look at this. This is amazing. I've offered support. I've been an encouragement, and it really fills my bucket. And then my personal professional code of ethics includes honesty, integrity, respect, accountability, fairness, excellence, professional growth, service to others. So having these written out, I can more easily align my action with them. Like, I know what they are. And so if I'm deciding how to approach something, I align it. Like, does this follow my personal code of ethics of honesty and integrity? It really frames how I lead with my spirit, and it frames my perspective. And without that standard to hold yourself to, how can you lead with your spirit? How do you lead your spirit? Like, really developing and acknowledging what are my values? What are my beliefs so I can hold myself accountable?
And I think in turn, others see that in yourself, and so they hold themselves accountable because Kara
Hmm.
does.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives you some guardrails. Is that kind of how you would do that?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I even like check, and because there's always gossip in the workplace of like, you got to be careful what you say. Like, would I be holding myself to that standard of integrity if I join in? Is that really going to that doesn't align with my code of ethics. So I'm going to choose not to enter into that conversation. Just an example.
That's a perfect example because you've already kind of framed your personal code of accountability, and you've already made that decision that, hey, that's not a part of that, so I'm not going to
Right.
partake.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then you also are leading the people around you. Like, you can stand up and say, let's talk about something different. This is not going to make us better. Like, let's shift the conversation. And
I was going to
that's
say,
leading other people around you.
yeah, it gives you permission because you're holding yourself accountable to the fact that you are going to shift that conversation.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
Really, really awesome stuff. So, Kara, this has been really, really good. But before we go, I think our listeners would like to know maybe some action items that they can work on to become that leader who is intentional, who does lead with empathy, and who takes the time to learn and, I would say, grow themselves before leading or influencing others.
Right. Yes. So we all can read the books, we all can listen to podcasts, we all can go to conferences, but it really is about how we apply it. how we apply what we learn. So kind of going back to that quote by Abe Lincoln, give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I'm going to spend the first hour sharpening the axe. So what are the things that you can practically do to sharpen your leadership of yourself, which is going to, as we've talked about, going to bleed into how you lead others, which is, for me, scheduling, putting on your calendar, scheduling an hour a week or 2 hours a week. Just start this week to think about how you're thinking. How do I think about challenges in front of me? Like, ask your coworkers, ask your trusted friends that you know that are going to be kind and not nice. What's your body language saying? What is your face saying? Write out your values, your beliefs, and your purpose. Just actually like solidifying, like, this is who I am, this is what I believe. Like taking that hour or whatever time it takes to just sit down and just do some reflection. I also think how we develop ourselves and how we care for our mind, body, spirit really impacts our ability to effectively lead and influence others, like as we've talked about. Another favorite person that I love to quote is Brene Brown. So she says, leadership is not about titles, status, or personal accolades. It's about the ability to take responsibility for your impact, how you influence the people around you. So again, the most important person that you will lead is you.
That's awesome. Kara, I just want to say thank you for sitting down today and honestly getting the opportunity for myself and our audience to learn more about your personal journey with leadership, and honestly how it's a lifelong journey pursuing your purpose. And it's never going to be perfect, right? So
Yeah.
I can tell you this, we both have absolute alignment that we can always evolve, we can always get better if our intentions are looking at our day to day from that of a growth mindset. So I just want to say thank you again for sharing. And I do believe our audience got a lot of great takeaways from today's conversation. So thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
All right, everyone. So, like always, be sure to check us out at acceladvantage.com or excelwealthmanagement.com and follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure to leave us a review and subscribe so you don't miss our next episode. Lastly, please share this with anyone you know that could benefit from all the wisdom and knowledge that we learned today from Kara. Finally, at the Accel Group, we've been helping individuals and businesses protect what matters most to them for 100 years, and that's the Accel Advantage.